Okay, so here we are again. I'm attempting to upload the video now. And I thought I would just preface it with saying that today is Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's. I'm giving you a monster video to watch. This is a long one, so get comfy, find a place to, take I don't know, I'm not quite sure how long it is, but long enough that you're going to need to, find somewhere or watch it in parts. But anyway, it's been a little while, and I mentioned that yesterday when I sent that last little video. I'm going to send you this one, and then I'm going to watch your video, and then I'm going to send you a current one. I think I said that at Christmas time too. But I've got a few things on the go, and I will tell you about them in a little while. Yeah, sorry. I'm doing a bunch of things this morning, and I'm trying to get myself back on track because I've sort of dropped the ball in many areas. So I'm trying to get caught up. So my brain is kind of like all over the place. But yes, so here I am, and I will talk to you soon, okay? Enjoy the video. Happy Valentine's Day. Again, I don't have a selfie stick, and I'm going to do this in two parts because I don't think I can turn around. What's this button? I don't know what that button is. I guess I take pictures of my video. Anyway, so you were asking about the kind of neighborhood I live in, or pictures of, when I'm out and about. This is a side street, not far from my home. I'm out for a walk today because, oddly, it's like 10 degrees out today. It's not typical for this sort of weather. Now, hang on, I'm going to stop it and turn the camera around. There. So yeah, it's not typical for it to be 10 degrees out. In fact, I'm wearing my winter coat and I don't need it, but it just feels weird to be walking around in December, the end of December, and it's 10 degrees. So I'm hoping you can hear me. I don't like shouting when I'm like out in the middle of public. In my car, it's a bit different. I speak a little louder. But the street I'm walking on, actually, this is the other direction from where I was sitting. And I did that video with the cool bridge that went over the water. So I'm coming towards that bridge eventually from the other side. So I thought I'd show you kind of a walk that I like to do. So we're getting closer to the highway. There, you can see the highway. And the road does this cool bend that goes by this cool farm, which I'll show you. But yeah, so I live in the city. I live by a major road. But yeah, we have all these walking areas and everything around here. So it's kind of a nice thing. So hi. I don't think you've sent a video yet. I haven't checked today, but I wouldn't think you've had time to send anything with it being Christmas and everything. We've been pretty busy ourselves, but everybody's been kind of flaking around the house and it's 10 degrees out. So I wanted to go for a walk. Here we are again. Highway. And then cool like nature area. Street behind me. And like I say, we're coming up on this cool farm that I gotta show you because I think I tried to show it to you in the one video, but my window was all fogged up and water drops all over it because of the snow. We haven't had snow in like a while. I'm sure it's coming. We are certainly going to get some snow at some point. But right now, we're at 10 degrees and Arizona has snow. I don't know what the heck's going on. So, just looking. There's the road, so it's like a big hill. It's a really nice walk. So I come down this way. I literally like maybe 3 blocks from my house. The kids' school is not far from here. And yeah, in the spring, I like to walk around here quite a bit because it's just really, really nice. I think this is kind of an old road that was not developed. Like the neighborhood I live in is a developed neighborhood. They're older homes. I think they were done in the 50s. So not old, but older compared to other things. Okay, we're coming up on this farm. So I'm going to show you this cool thing. I'm going to cross the line here. And I see it's all opened up. Usually this is all fenced off. But here's the sign. Urban Roots London. And it's literally this like farm co-op. You see there? And then there's like a greenhouse back there. And where I'm standing, maybe it's further up, they have like, I don't know if I can walk around here. I don't really want to because I don't want to like get in trouble or anything. But you can still see like back there's like old corn that was harvested and stuff. So I'm gonna go back up to the road here. But yeah, in the summer or like late summer, you can go and like help out. I'm gonna bring the kids down this summer and you help plant everything, and then you come and harvest it. And they set up this little roadside market and they sell their produce. They also have a CSA, so you can buy the sorry, just wanted to show you. And we're also near a hydro field, so I can hear that buzzing right now, which is really funny. But yeah, you can see. So yeah, they have a CSA and everything that you can be part of. But yeah, it's a really cool little community organized thing. And I just think it's really neat that they're doing that. And it looks like they've actually done some sort of zoning, or they're doing an application to change this into farm gate sales, it says. Here, let's see if we can see it. So it's neat that they're doing that. Yeah, so they actually want to change this to like a permanent fixture, which is really cool. Now there's a lady here vacuuming her car as I'm walking by. She's got a vacuum running, so she probably won't hear me talking necessarily, but all the same. So we're gonna keep walking. This is me being all like, ah, da, da, da. But yeah, so as I say, I don't think you've sent a video. The funny thing about this, sorry, I'm just seeing this now and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show you again. So this is the other side of that farm area. You see that little shed back there? Okay, so before, when we first moved in here about 20 years ago, there were these little houses around here. Like this has always been here. But that area there was this old farmhouse. This guy here owns that whole property. And they had horses. So it was the funniest thing, because you'd be like driving down the highway, these two horses would be like standing there looking at you. So you could walk down here and like pet the horses, which is what I used to do. They've zoned off quite a bit of land over here. That house back there. They used to have this giant caboose. And they had like, I think it was their shed, but they had it painted all these pretty colors and everything. It was really awesome. So it's just a really quirky little area. And like I say, we're coming the opposite direction. So you remember the first video I sent you where I got, the person was coming and I had to back out? I came down the other road. So I'm coming the opposite direction. So we're coming up to the bridge just from a different way. And it looks like they're putting in a bunch of storm drains around here. There's a bunch of construction going on. You can still access it, but it's like a big, here comes some geese. Let me do the geese. Hello, geese. Well, they know I'm filming them, so they're gonna go fly over that way. Anyway, so you can't see that too well. But this whole field back here, which you can't see right now, let me get past this construction stuff. This whole field back here, which is kind of where I was parked before, I've been walking along here and deer will come walking out. So, I mean, we're a city. It's not a ton of, you were saying you get a lot of like wildlife and stuff where you are. You probably see a heck of a lot more wildlife than I do. London's a decent sized city. 300,000 people. Almost 400, I think. I think we're getting bigger. They're really, as you can see, they're really like tearing this all up. This is all dirt at my feet right now. I've left the road. Oh, and this house is for sale. I always liked this house. And this was the house I was parked beside before. I got a little smart car. Yeah, so I think they must be turning this all into like homes, which is kind of a shame because it's such a nice little quirky area. And I seem to have wandered into a construction area that I might not supposed to be here. I have to keep an eye out. But anyway, we'll just keep walking. See how it's all I gotta watch where I'm stepping because there's a lot of potholes. But yeah, they've got it all blocked off here. So this is the road I drove down before. And I'd come up here and parked. Where I had parked, there is now a big, giant hole. Oh, goodness, I haven't been down here. Oh, I'm sinking. Big giant hole. That's where I was parked before. That's that house way back there that I like. Can you see it? There. So yeah, and then I'm gonna get out of this mud. And there's the bridge. And I'm gonna go that way because there don't seem to be any holes. But yeah, what a shame, because this is, I mean, I'm sure they're doing something. And London is pretty good for keeping its natural areas. They like to have it, like they have this whole path thing, and I'll show you that in just a second because I'm coming up on it and we'll be going down a different path. Switching arms, sorry, because I don't have a selfie stick. So we came up the one road, and this is like a big walking path that goes off into the forest, and that's just beside where I was. It actually goes under the highway and continues on that way, and there's like a ton of like walking areas and everything, and then it continues this way up to the bridge. And there we are. No tears today, I promise. And we're gonna go that way because it's a nice little area. Let me show you over here. Actually, sorry. Why am I apologizing to you? There's no reason to apologize. I'm Canadian. That's why I'm apologizing. I'm apologizing because I don't seem to know where I'm going. Ha ha ha. Like you'd know that. I'm gonna take this little path here, and it's like beside the water. So this is our Thames. Welcome to London. That's the Thames. It's a branch of the Thames. The Thames kind of snakes. If you look at a map of London, Ontario, you'll see our big Thames. Now the path, where am I? Yeah, the path goes that way, and then you can take this little trail here, and I can hear the geese and stuff. I don't know. I think I want to stay on the path just because it's been flooded and everything's really muddy. But here's our bridge. So it's a really nice little area that I like walking around. And I just thought, I'm going to go for a nice walk today. And I keep saying I'm going to show you areas of the city, and I haven't done it yet. So I didn't think to like rewatch your video that you sent just before Christmas. But I know you were talking about like getting your family together, and you guys had your Christmas and did all that before, so that everybody, and the cool Christmas games. We do that. Well, we don't do that necessarily. My cousin's family, the one that I found 5 years ago, we got invited to their Christmas 2 years ago. And she said that's a thing that they do. I had never heard of this sort of thing. The other thing of adding into my family is, I don't think I've mentioned, part of the story. Oh, it gets complicated. You say it was hard to like write it down. Even telling it's kind of complicated. No tears, just trying to backtrack to make it all sense, because it doesn't make a lot of sense, and I'm trying to piece it together myself now, which is hard when that person isn't here to be like, what the hell? But okay, so my mother, part of the story as to why she didn't talk to some of her family that lived in Australia was that she had a brother who came out as gay at the Christmas dinner table. No biggie, in our family, my mom was always a very big, supportive person. Like, she was always like, no, like, it's okay to be gay and all sorts of stuff. I grew up very, I guess, liberally. So she was very upset that her parents, her father, and her siblings didn't support him. Apparently there was a big blow up. They never, like, Alan, her brother, Alan? No, gosh, I can't think of his name. Anyway, this brother left, and my mom was so heartbroken over it that she never spoke to her family again either, because they were just so awful, and it was like a whole thing. So that happened when they came to Canada. It happened. So she just was estranged. She didn't talk to brothers and sisters. Her father died in a car accident. It wasn't a car accident, sorry. They were in a car accident, and he died as of complications because of the car accident. So it's this convoluted story that you're told as a kid. And I'm sorry, I'm jumping back. So one of the things, Christmas games, I'll leap back to that, and then I'll get to my mom and her craziness. Christmas games. When I was 7, no kids around here? Okay. When I was 7, my mom was like, okay, you're old enough. No such thing as Santa Claus. We're not doing Christmas anymore because my family ruined Christmas and I can't handle it anymore. Christmas makes me sad. We're not doing it anymore. So when I was 7, we stopped. We didn't do Christmas. It was just us. We didn't go to any extended family. I had my grandma, and sometimes I'd go, my dad's mom, sometimes I'd go to her place for Christmas because we weren't doing anything anyway. And so we'd like go out to dinner or whatever, and grandma and I would celebrate. Or my sister, my older sister, who was autistic, she was mute, used sign language. Mentally, she was always about 5 or 6. So I would take care of her. And when I got a bit older and learned to be able to cook and stuff, I would make like turkey. And we'd have it in our bedroom because my mother couldn't even see it because Christmas was just so hard for her. So it was this whole thing. So the Christmas games. I went to my cousin's Christmas with Mike and the kids and that. And she's like, we always do a Christmas game. And I'm like, what's a Christmas game? So she was explaining it, and she sent me some links because Pinterest has all kinds of things. And if your wife hasn't seen, I'm sure your wife has seen, but if she hasn't, have her check out Pinterest because there's like a ton of different games on there. So that's what I was doing, is trying to come up with some ideas to help out with it. Sorry, I'll show you where we are. I'm walking and talking, and I'm getting all breathless. You'd think I never walk. I drive the Jeep all the time. So, and we did that. We did the thing, the ball with a little gift inside wrapped with saran wrap, and then more gifts wrapped with saran wrap, more gifts, tape, saran wrap. Oh, cardinal. Sorry, can we see the cardinal? Oh, he's gonna fly away. Okay, never mind. It's okay, you don't need to see a cardinal. You know what a cardinal looks like. There's a ton of birds around here, but I mean, there would be. You can hear them. Anyway, sorry. So I went to this Christmas thing and we did it. There was also, you had to bring a white elephant gift. Again, never heard of it, had to look it up, figure it all out. So you bring a gift that was, and I'm sure you guys know white elephant, you bring something that's silly. It's not something that anybody really wants, or, so, and everybody like has to play the game to pass the gifts around, and they end up with, and then they all have to fight over who takes what and everything. And it's all very silly and it's fun. So it was really neat to do that. When I met Mike's family, when I met Mike, the very first year, I was living up here in London. My parents are from Windsor, and they were still down in Windsor, but I didn't go home for Christmas because we didn't do anything. So I was gotten into the habit of Christmas Day, I'd go out to the movies. So that was like a thing. I was living alone, doing my thing. I'd go to work or whatever, work Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, everything's closed. And I found it kind of depressing because I always liked the Christmas thing. Like, I always thought it was cool, even after I was Santa Claus. It was just kind of I still tried to make it something. Like, my dad liked it too. So we would try to do like little things, but we do it on the down low, which is kind of silly. But when I moved out on my own, I started this thing where I would go to the movies because it was like a good way to kill some time on kind of a depressing day when you're not celebrating it with anybody and everybody else is having big meals and everything. So I met Mike. And the very first year, he's like, oh, okay, well, we're going to do our Christmas thing. So I guess you're going to do your Christmas thing and I'll see you go home to Windsor. Like, what's the deal? And I was like, oh no, I'll probably just go to the movies. He's like, what? So I explained to him how we don't do Christmas. They thought it was like some sort of religious thing. Like, no, just, we don't do Christmas. So I met Mike in November. And that first Christmas, I met his entire family. I'd been dating the guy a month. And I went to Christmas. And it was everything I wanted. Like, it was, Mike's mom has 9 siblings. And she hosts the whole thing. So I'm just going to show you again. Just because, we're talking. We're in the woods. And I'm in the middle of the city. This is just down the road from where I live. You can still hear the highway noises. Like, the whole neighborhood is like, I'm kind of just going around the neighborhood, but I'm following the Thames. The water is just off to my right here. And I'm warm. Didn't need my winter coat. So yeah, went to a family thing. Oop, don't move there. And there was 65 people. So I met 65 of Mike's closest relatives and family. Well, relatives and family, yeah, And I had to tell the story about it. And, I downplayed it. You just don't do Christmas, no big deal. I wasn't going to go into the whole, my mom's brother was gay, and da-da-da-da. Like, just, my mom doesn't we don't do Christmas. So it became a thing. I always did Christmas with Mike's family, which was cool. They never did, very traditional Polish. So they do Christmas Eve. There's some sort of blessed eggs thing, I don't know. And the one side, like his grandma is Polish, so pierogies and cabbage rolls and all that sort of stuff. So tons and tons of food on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day even more. Oh, that's a cute little bird. Sorry. Tons of more food on Christmas Day. Boxing Day is the brunch to eat up all the leftovers. And then they get together again for New Year's. Like, it's just crazy. So first it was awesome. Got my fill because I didn't get to have the Christmas thing. And then, you know, now all of a sudden we're doing it. So we come around here. I'm going to interrupt for a sec. So this kind of themes out. You see those fences just over there? Big dog park. So I might pause if there's like a ton of people here. There's some dogs over there. There's like one guy and his dog running around. I will come up here sometimes and just watch people with their dogs. It's really cute. So yeah, big family Christmas thing. Loved it. But 20 years later, it's getting to be a bit much. But now I have family that I can go home to at Christmas. They're actually bummed we didn't come this year. But we said we'd do because Lori, who is this cousin, hosts Christmas every 3 years because they rotate in their family between her husband's brother. Dogs. Oh my God, look at these gorgeous dogs. Here, I'm going to come over here while this guy passes me on his bike. Look at these dogs. Oh, they're so cute. Sorry, I get my dog fixed down here. But yeah, so I said, well, we'll come whenever Lori hosts because, you know, I'm sort of her cousin. Not really Rob's cousin. I mean, I am because he's married to her, but you know. So we're going for New Year's. We're going to leave the 29th. We're taking a train down. And we're going to stay a few days. The kids are going to hang out and do all the things. And then we're going to celebrate New Year's with them. So they're going to have a dinner and everything then. And it'll be cool. So, but yeah, I'll leave off here because I'm getting into a lot of people and I look kind of strange walking around. And I'm going to appreciate the dogs. I'll show you more dogs just a sec. I don't know. I think you're a big dog person. You are a pet person for sure. You can't really see them. Tons of dogs back there. But anyway, so have yourself a good day and I'll chat soon. I'll show you more in a little bit. Oof. Okay, we're still here. That's the dog park over there. And we've come up the hill. This here is a water pumping station. I'm not going to the water pumping station, but we go right by it. Some geese flying over. They're there. Hi, geese. Not all that exciting, but you know. So this area, I haven't been down this one. I went once before, or started to. I got a little creeped out because it gets really rambly. I don't know, I'm not as creeped out today. I had started to go down this way because you see this little area here. It's kind of it's hard to see, but back there, it dips down quite a bit. And I heard this weird noise. It was like this, and I'm like, what the hell is that? So I look over, this giant deer standing there, giving me crap, I guess, for walking by. So then I came up this path because I was like, cool, I want to see the deer. And and the deer ran off into the woods up here. So I was walking along the road, kind of following it just to see if I could see it. And as I got deeper into these woods, I got a little creeped out just because, I don't know, it was summer, so it was a little bit more shady. It's probably not that creepy. I don't know. I get creeped out by pumping stations. I don't know why. There's another one along a path, another part of London. And it's like the noises that are like off in the distance. I don't know. It's just weird. I get creeped out by strange things. But you know, so we've got this like pretty area, but it's still path. So they've got it all paved. It's meant to be a walking area. There's no reason to get creeped out. It's not like I'm lost in the woods or anything. All right, so where was I? Family weirdos. So yeah, getting back to, I told you about the Christmas games and going to see my cousin and that sort of thing. As I've been going to visit this cousin, I went out to, when I first met her, she put me in touch with, that was how we figured out that we were related. It smells like cabbage back here. Yuck. Because that's the pumping station, right? Ooh, there, back in there. Blech. So, yeah, so I was my cousin put me in touch with him on the wrong side of the path. Put me in touch with my aunt. I'm named Mary Kate, short for Mary Catherine. I was named after my Aunt Catherine. So we got in touch with Aunt Catherine. It was Aunt Catherine that Lori had called and said, hey, is Janet your sister? Because I think I found her daughter. So I got in touch with her, got to meet her, went out to Ottawa, which is where she was living then. And as we went back over the history, well, first we found out there was no Australia. I was telling you that. Never was Australia. Mom was born and raised in Windsor and never really left Windsor. She did go to, see, there's a big pipe. Why do pipes creep me out? Look at this. I'll show you when I get closer. That's a pipe. I don't know why, it just creeps me out. But there's a really nice bridge up there that goes over the pipe. How nature-like. Oh, I don't know why old pipes are creepy. Okay, anyway, moving on. So yeah, there's this, here we are with the pipe. I'll show you. Why is this creepy? That's creepy. I don't know why it's creepy. It would be really creepy at night. It's just like a big cement pipe. They were actually talking, we were at a family thing. A friend of mine was having a birthday party and we went over to their house yesterday, a couple days ago. And they were talking about how they used to go into storm drains and explore them. I'm like, no, I would I'm walking beside a storm drain and I'm creeped out. This anyway. See, I'm creeped out. It's a goose. I just jumped at a goose. And I'm gonna show you. This is very, I'm nowhere in the deep neck of woods where it's all creepy or anything. Nobody around, but. All right, and there's a bunch of houses over there. Houses. And a big storm drain. Yeah, anyway. Sorry. You can follow these videos with my train of thought because some days I wonder if I can even follow them. Okay. So here we are on the school bridge. And back to talking about family. Yes, there was no Australia. I had told you about that. Crazy noises. It's just somebody driving. Person walking by. Oh, but yeah, it's a nice little area to walk around. Good morning. Taking a breath. Okay, that's a nice bridge. Pretty. Ooh. I haven't been down here. This is nice. Creepy apparently, but nice. Okay, train of thought. So yes, we had figured out that when my mom wasn't celebrating Christmas because her family was estranged because the brother was gay. So I asked, that's his name, Uncle Peter. I had said, so what about Uncle Peter? Always gay. Did anybody ever sort out their differences? What's the story? And Aunt Catherine burst out laughing and she's like, Uncle Peter's not gay. And I was like, oh, okay, are you one of these? You can't accept it? I kind of looked at Lori and I was like, because Lori's like me, she wouldn't care. Oh, cool. Here's a map. Oh, it's really, really marked up. Oh. But we've got a kind of neat with so it's a whole map system. They've done this whole thing to so where am I? Oh, I know where I am. Okay. I'm still near my house. I'm just up the road. And if I go across here, I think I can continue on. That comes out at the other side where I'll get more creeped out. Hang on. Oh, let's do this together, shall we? I'm gonna pause it. Hang on. Maybe. Okay, we're back. Just crossing the road. And now we're going down here. Okay, so I looked at Lori and I was like, okay, we don't accept, is that what it is? We can't accept that he's gay. And she's like, Uncle Peter's not gay. I've met him. He's married. He's got a couple of kids. He's a lot like your mom, and he did distance himself from the family. Apparently that goes on a lot in my family. There's some sort of gene that makes us all not want to be part of a family. I don't know. But yeah, so we can't find him. He's out in Alaska. Tell you the honest truth, from what I understand, I don't want to find him, so that's fine. But yeah, so Christmas, games, that was that long story. Hope you liked it. Oh, you poor thing. You keep coming back though. I was, with it being busy and me being me, and of course it's totally fine to take time before you get back to me, because I have pen pal letters that have been sitting on my desk for a month because I need to write them back. So, I mean, clearly it's fine to take time to write letters back, but also to say them, film them back, I suppose. I was saying to Dan something about how I have a video pen pal, and he's like, then isn't that a cam pal? It wouldn't be a pen pal because you're not using a pen. Okay, good point. Some water down here, isn't it pretty? Woo. And then there's like a road up here with trucks driving by. I'm hot. I could have just worn the sweater. My big giant Philadelphia sweater, the Philadelphia Flyers, which everybody thinks I love the Philadelphia Flyers because I wear this sweater all the time. I think you've seen me in it. Yeah, there. You got it. You got the Phil Fly. It's my husband's. He likes hockey and Philadelphia Flyers. And I stole this sweater a couple of years ago just because it was big and comfy. And it's bright orange. So everybody's like, oh, Marie's got a big sweater on again. I love this thing. It's huge. But not to say my husband's huge, but it's just, you steal your boyfriend's sweater. That's what you do. So, but then I go and buy the bright orange Jeep. So everybody thinks that the sweater and the Jeep are intentional. They're not. It just happened out that way. So they think it's like my Flyers Jeep because I'm like this die-hard hockey Philadelphia Flyers fan. Not. But, I'll watch hockey. I'm Canadian. I gotta watch hockey. But I couldn't tell you what's really going on or what team I'm rooting for. See, we're coming up on a big road again. And this goes on. This connects up to the path that I do know. So, all right. So what am I thinking of? Hockey. Things to talk about. Oh, it's warm. I cannot believe how warm it is. This is crazy. It's after Christmas. Like usually you're walking around after Christmas because you have to like walk to somebody's house or whatever, and it's freezing and it's bitter cold and the snow is at your... Oh, can we go under? I think we can go under. Ugh. Want to go under with me? Huh. Oh, that sounded weird. Sorry, I don't mean it like that. Just sorry. I might double back because I'm a wuss. But let's just see here how creepy this is. I don't like bridges either. Bridges and storm drains, man. Ugh. But I mean, it's nice. Okay, I like bridges. I can go over bridges. But we're going to go under one. That creeps me out. Okay, so it's a road bridge. And we're coming up beside some water. And it's pretty. Well, I mean, it's kind of pretty. Pretty. Oh, this isn't that creepy. It's nice. It's fine. See? It's fine. Yeah, I'm a bit strange sometimes. It's all good. I mean, of course I'm strange. I'm filming a pen pal video while walking and being scared of geese by storm drains. Here. There you go. That's where we're going. But yeah, sun is shining. It's like a spring day. Like it's gorgeous out. It's just a really nice day. Like it's crazy. So I was sitting on the, hello echoes. I was sitting on the couch surfing Facebook or whatever, and I look outside and I'm like, last night I went out to turn off the Christmas lights and I was like, holy crap, is it ever warm out here? Oh, look at the weather. We are definitely getting something. So the sun's not gonna last. I might actually get caught in rain. That's dark. But anyway, so we went under the road instead of across it. But yeah, I was sitting on the couch and I'm looking outside and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get this opportunity. Like, it's nice out. And I actually really like to walk despite the panting that I'm doing while I'm talking here. I do walk quite a lot. I tend to walk, but I used to. I bought the Jeep. I got out of habit. Usually I walk the kids to school and then, once I've started walking, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna walk over here, that path by the farm. That's a path I take all the time. This one, not so much. This one I take quite a bit, but I usually go a different way. And Mike was laughing at me because I had said that I had started to go that way to follow that deer. And then I got all creeped out. He's like, it's fine. There's nothing creepy about it. So I did it today with you. Thanks. But yeah, so I'm usually a bit of a walker. I have a Fitbit. And I like to do the whole, wow, I'm sorry. It's just cool. All of a sudden, it's like crazy dark. Maybe it'll start snowing any minute. It certainly won't, because it's, like I say, I'm sweating. It's warm out. I think it's still 10 degrees. Might be 12 for all I know. But, excuse me. All right, so where was I? So yeah, I do like to walk quite a bit. I've got my Fitbit. I like to do like challenges with my friends, and I've always been a big walker. The other thing loops back to my history. More water. Grew up in a house without a car. I think I might have told you guys. This. I gotta get a selfie stick. My arm is sore. Yeah, so we grew up without a car because, well, yeah, I told you about how my dad's brother passed away, and my mom never drove. She said it was because of this accident. She was in the car with her dad, and seriously, I gotta write a fiction book about all this because it's just bizarre. But anyway, the story goes, and it is a story, that she was in the car with her dad. Her dad was driving, and they made a left-hand turn, and they got hit. This is really pretty. You're gonna be so sick of me double taking, but wow, seriously. Okay, so there's this back here. Wait, over there, sorry. So you see how it's like the stones, and then the water here. Isn't that nice? Okay, anyway. And then houses like right up over there, and the street is back that way. So, like I say, kind of weird around here. Anyway, so yeah, so they got hit when they were turning left. And they, as a kid, you believe it. Your mom tells you the story, you're like, oh, okay, cool, that's what happened. So I don't know, I guess she wasn't wearing her seatbelt or something, and she went into the windshield. And I just remember the story because she got all graphic about it, about how like she lost a patch of her hair, and like she was really detailed. Now my mother actually was a writer, so she fictionalized her history, which is kind of interesting. So this was another thing that we had talked about when I met this Aunt Catherine. I said, like, oh yeah, well, like, because we grew up without a car, and I told her I was like, well, even my dad, he had a bad experience, and then Mom with her bad experience with your father. And this lady's like, what bad experience? There's a guy on a bike, so just give me a minute while I pretend not to be the crazy person talking to my phone. Too late. Morning. So, is it still morning? Might be afternoon by now. Oh well. Anyway, the mind of Mary Kate. Yeah, so I mentioned it to her, and she said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, that was how, I guess, my grandfather, a man I'd never met, died, was that he'd been in this accident with my mom. Mom has always been fearful of cars, so she wouldn't drive. And she said, like, a year later, he died from complications, and whether it be, like, his heart or something. I never really understood because I was a little kid, and I just took it for what it was. She's like, Katie died in, like, 1987. I was 10. I was living down the street from my grandfather. We lived in the same city, but I was told that he had died in the 70s. Bizarre, very, very bizarre. So yeah, I am actually considering writing this all down because it's just such a, and the fact that you're still writing to me after hearing all this, but it's really kind of interesting in a psychological. This is cool. Sorry, we're gonna be distracted by nature again. Look at this little pet thing. Can you see that? Here, I don't want to get too close there. It's just a little stream, and it's going in. It's a storm drain. I'm kidding. And it's going out to the water over there. But it's just a cute little stream coming out. I don't get out much. But yeah, it is a really bizarre, crazy, psychologically speaking. I'm thinking she had her reasons. I don't know if I just been out of shot for the last little bit. I'm sorry. You're like staring at my coat. She had her reasons. I don't know what they were because I never got a chance to ask her because I didn't know that it was fiction until after she was gone. I always knew, like, there was definitely questions as a kid, but I knew not to ask them. Like, it was just an understanding that we let it be. Let sleeping dogs lie. It was pretty much my, like, alma mater in my household. As with what we subscribe to, you just let it be. Don't, you know, she'd get upset, and then there was, like, she had severe alcoholism. She had, I think the alcoholism hid schizophrenia or something. Like, she had issues. Like, and like, with that said, there were things about her that were good. She was a good mom she wasn't a great mom. Sorry, that's awful to say. She had a lot of struggles. She tried. She was a decent human being. Her coping mechanisms were a little skewed. So I'm fascinated in the sense that she literally created a fictional life. Like, right down to my father thought she was from Australia. Like, after she passed, I had to go home and tell him there was never Australia. She pinpointed it on the map, told him about the village she was born. She told him she was part Aboriginal. She had I've got dark brown eyes, brown hair. She, like, tied it all in. She built that world. Like, it's really fascinating in a distant way. As the daughter of somebody who's gone through that, yeah, I'm talking to somebody professional, but not in a lying on the floor sobbing sort of way. Just help me sort this out, But yeah, so it's kind of an interesting story. So, and growing up with my sister, I already had an interesting story, Jenny being Jenny. So I'm no stranger to being different, being thrown. So it's just one more layer to be interesting, I guess. But yeah, I'd like to actually follow it all back. I don't think I'll ever find out why. I think there's probably a good reason. There's reasons people do stuff like that. I think it's something, probably there might have been an uncle or a cousin that did something that she just never really wanted to. Like, I think it's something like that. So that's unfortunate. I actually have an idea of who and what, but that person's gone. So let sleeping dogs lie, I guess. I was kept out of it, and maybe for good reason. So I don't know. It's a weird little. I got another person walking up here, so it's a very interesting turn of events. Oh, it's got a little doggy too. No, there's a dog. Me and dogs. Aww. Hello. I'm showing a friend the path. Forgive me. I've got a video going. Hi, puppy. Hi. How are you? Bye. I didn't want her to be weirded out that I was holding a camera. I'm like, I'm showing a friend my path. Cute. But yeah, I love this. Look at the trees. They're all tumbling down. I know you see trees where you are too, but these paths are all new, like in the last 5 years or so. They've connected all this. We used to walk back here. This is an area that Mike and I have hung out in because it's behind his childhood home. Oh, excuse me, I've got a message. There we go. So this little turnaround spot, there's a rail bridge, train tracks up there at the top. Whoops, sorry, pointing backwards. And then there's like a creek. They've dammed up the creek. This used to all be water here. Yeah, and there's the bridge over there. Well, the area, the creek, I might be able to see it closer when I come up over there. The wind's picking up, whatever that dark cloud, although it's moved over that way. Something's coming in anyway. But yeah, Mike and I used to walk around here all the time. But it was all just dirt, like worn paths from people walking. But now they've paved it all in, and they've put it, oh, there's the bridge. It's a better way to see it up here. Yeah, so they've paved it all in, and they've made this initiative to put in all these bridges and encourage walking, and it's like a whole thing. So funny thing about this bridge is, and maybe I'll try to get a shot from the train, Okay, so there it is. So we've been back in there, and like I say, I find that so creepy. I went with Mike once, and I was creeped out the whole time, and he laughed at me. You just walk through to the other side, and it's like an open field, just like this is. I'm trying to do up my coat because the wind is picked up. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's the. Sorry, turn. There you go. That's the rail bridge. So the railway line is up there. I'm following tracks now. Well, they're off to the side. And see, they do this, like they built in these bridges, and then they put like these lookout points and everything. Like it's really nice. That railway is where my Via train is going to be going. Wait, no, it's not. Sorry, I was going to say we're going to be going that way when we go down to Windsor. We're going the opposite way. That's when I go to Toronto. I'm going to Toronto in March, and I'll certainly bring you with me to Toronto. But and I'm taking the train. I'm going by myself. I love that sort of thing. But yeah, we're going down to Windsor. I was telling you to visit Lori, and we'll be taking the train. I was going to say, and I'll like show you the train bridge as we go over it. But yeah, we're going the other way. But there's stuff to show you there, and because we're taking the train, excuse me, I won't have my car. I'd like to show you some of my old stomping grounds. The Detroit River. I'm hoping I can get Lori to stop and I can show you some of it. But we'll have to see. We got our kids. We got plans. She's being kind enough to drive out to meet the train and drive us into her place. She lives in LaSalle, which is a smaller town than Windsor. So London's like 400,000 people. Windsor's like 300,000 people. LaSalle's like, I don't know, 50,000 people. It's gotten pretty big. Used to be a tiny town when I lived down there. But there's some nice areas. LaSalle's kind of like a town in between cities. It's on the way to the lake. I don't think we're going out to the camper. We do need to kind of sort a couple things out there, so we might. If we do, I'll show you what the camper looks like when it's all closed up and cold. But yeah, so that's our plans for New Year's. Hanging out with family that I didn't know existed. My kids have a great time with them, and they've got the extended family with Rob and his family. So his brother's hilarious. I really enjoy hanging out with all of them. So it's, kind of come full circle. Kid that grew up without any family, and now I've have Mike's family, and I've met other families. So it's kind of cool. All right. Yeah, I'll take you to this rail bridge. Another one that we have. I'm not going to cross and go down over there, but because the path, it's like a giant loop. Left my house and I came. Wonder if I can try to think. And a couple times it's happened. I've been like, I'll send you a picture. I think there's a way to drop things in. I think you might have to pause it to be able to actually see it. But whether I can drop things in or I'll just email it to you, I don't know. We'll figure that out. I mean, I don't have to too. We can just stick with videos. But okay, random, because me and nature and weird stuff. Do you guys get these plants? It's a weed. Looks like something out of when it's summer, the leaves are huge. It looks like a cactus, but it's not. It's not spiny or prickly. It's fuzzy. And it puts up this giant seed stalk. And it's like the flower is this stalk that looks like a cactus, but it's all yellow. And then I thought it was the coolest thing when we first moved up here. I saw it and I was like, I want one. So we were walking around here and I grabbed it and stuck it in my garden because I'm a weirdo. And boy, did I regret that, because it's a weed. And I had them all over my backyard. It took me a couple of years to get rid of them. Yeah, I don't recommend transplanting weeds into your garden. That's what my mom would have done. There's some good stories about mom. Mom was a gardener, mom was a crafter. That's where I get all this from. She would do that. There was an old abandoned house by the railroad tracks on my way to my school in Windsor, and we would walk there. and they had an old garden. Here's the, sorry, oh, squirrel. That's a baby one of those plants. And then it grows up from that, and it's like, yeah, and it just grows everywhere. With those seeds fly, and then you get like 100 of them. So here we are here. So we came down this path like this. You know, nothing special. It's not like the woods or anything. And then I'm actually going to go that way to go back home. But I'm first going to take you up here. This is over the tracks, and it's cool. So anyways, I like bridges and stuff because I'm weird. I don't like storm drains, but I like bridges. I like going up. I don't like going down. Anyway, sorry. I never walk anymore. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we would go to like this abandoned house by the railroad tracks, and it had an old garden that was abandoned as well. And she would like find the things in the garden, and she'd like transplant them, and sometimes they're winners. She got some really cool stuff, and sometimes, just like I did, she'd pick up this weed that would take over the yard. She also would transplant dandelions. When I was a kid, I used to be so embarrassed that she would do that, because I'm like, seriously, like my friends all think you're crazy because you're digging up dandelions and putting them in our yard. She made dandelion wine out of it, and she'd make salves and stuff. She was really like, I don't really know what to say she was. She's quirky. And what I like to say is that I got all her best traits. I'm quirky, definitely. She taught me how to be a pen pal. When I was 8 years old, that was how we figured out geography. We didn't sit down and study maps. We got friends from all over the world and then figured out where they lived. So that's where the pen pal thing comes from. All right, so here we are. Cool bridge once again. Oh gosh, it's a hill. I'm really out of shape apparently. I think there's a train. Train tracks. And if you see down there, you see the light? I think it's a train. So we'll stand here for a minute and I will clutch my phone because I don't want to drop it. So the bridge goes on and then it goes down into this park. I'm like literally clinging onto this phone because I don't want to drop it over the bridge. I can't tell if that train's moving or not. It's fun to watch the trains go under. It's kind of my thing. But I don't think he's moving. No, I think he's just sitting there. Darn. Okay. So, I'm going to stop it here for a second because I'm going to show you if I can. Okay, it's gotten quite windy. And we're at that rail bridge. Oh, my eyes are watering. Okay, so I want to show you. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can. Okay. So, you see the orange up there? My house is like a block from there. Sorry, I got a low battery thing. Then that's like an old rail yard and everything. Yeah, and so the cars that are going over, that's like pretty much the corner where I live. So that's a roundabout right by my house. The wind is blowing and my eyes are all watering because of it. But yeah, so that's kind of cool because it's like, so we've literally just kind of walked around this area. So yeah, and then that's, so that way, whoa, where are we? Okay, that way is Windsor. And that way is Toronto. So there you go. But yeah, so I got all of my quirky, strange, creative traits from my mother. So she and I had some big struggles, as I say, as you do when you live with somebody who has mental illness issues. But she was a good person. She was a very lost person, apparently. And I'm left in the wake of trying to figure things out. But I wouldn't be who I am today, obviously, without her. I mean, that's kind of a silly thing. Of course, you were born, it's because you're mom. But I mean, the person I am is very much who she was. So I got all her best traits. Probably got some of her not so finest ones too. But yeah, I try to maintain those, keep them, not locked away, but maintained, I guess. I like to drink. I don't think I'm an alcoholic, but I do enjoy my wine. I like my beer. I have a healthy appreciation for alcohol. But yeah, I don't let it control my life the way my mom did. So I try to take, ooh, that wind it's like pushing me along now. that's nice. I was getting all exhausted. That's a big hill though. Well, it's not a big hill, but you know, I'm talking and walking up the hill. It was an incline. It's cooling down. It's no longer 10 degrees. So we are now going this way. And I won't probably film for much longer but yeah, and the sun is gone. But yeah, so this is my neighborhood. This is where I like to, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you geocache? I think you mentioned that you might, or maybe that was another pen pal. I can't remember. You have grandkids. If you don't geocache, I recommend it. It's fun. There are some in this area, which is what made me think of it. We started doing it a couple of years ago, and the kids love it. It's so fun, and it's a great activity. In fact, I would, on a day like today, I'd bring them out because it's really muddy, so we'd get like crazy muddy. But we have the little friend. You were saying you were making a stocking for radish. That's our Sophie. We have Dan's friend who comes along to everything. She almost came along with us on the train to New Year's because she knows Lori. She's part of our family, so she comes along too. But no, she had plans for New Year's, so she couldn't come with us. But yeah, so we do the geocaching, and Sophie does that with us. This is the next leg of the path, and they got all like creative with it, and it's all like, it's really weird. And then they planted all these trees because apparently this was, maybe people didn't like having, so they've got all these little itty bitty trees. It's really cute. But yeah, as I say, we used to walk back here too. This is all woods, and it's kind of, I guess it's like the public land between the railroad and the houses. So we would wander back here all the time, Mike and I, just to go for walks, long before they put path. Like they literally just put, as you can see, like it's all mud. They just put this path in like this year. So they're trying to connect up all of these paths, which is awesome. But it was neat because we could like wander around. But yeah, so there's, if you're to look at the map for geocache, there's like 4 or 5 of them around here. And there's more people coming up with scooters and dogs and a whole family of stuff. No, sorry, that was a human. There is a dog, but there's like a human too. Big family Christmas setting. But yeah, so that's another thing we've been doing is geocaching. We do it more in the summer. Back down by where I came from in Windsor, there's along the waterfront, there's like a lot of cool little spots there, and there's geocaches there too. And but I hope I can show you. I mean, I know you know what Detroit looks like, I imagine. I can show you your own country, but it is kind of cool. I can hear a train, but it's not coming through. Maybe that train that I thought, oh, sorry, there. Okay, I think it was still filming. I hope so. Big family. With their scooters in the mud. Aww. Hello. Hi, puppy. Hello. So, what was I saying? And so yeah, then it comes into all these woods and everything. But yeah, if you haven't done geocaching with your grandkids, I recommend it. It's a good time, and the kids get so excited. It can be hard. There's been a couple that I've gone with the kids. I'm like, this won't be easy, you know. And we dig around and we look and we can't find it, and then I kind of go back and try to find it afterwards because I'm like all frustrated. I couldn't find it, so I'll go back and try to figure it out. And what I have done in the past, kind of itchy hands, so you're gonna shake for a second here. Okay, is gone back and found it. And then kind of hint at the kids, like bring them back and be like, yeah, let's try again. And I don't tell them that I like found it. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, like, let's try under this log. It's not really cheating, right? Because I found it. Ooh, that's a woodpecker. You won't be able to see it from here. Aww, I like woodpeckers. You see the woodpeckers? I know you can't see the woodpeckers. No, you can't see the woodpeckers. And they flew away anyway. Yeah. Aw, little birdie. Hi, little birdie. I like birds. I'm sorry. I am so easily distracted. So now we're in this cool little like woods area. And it smells like spring or fall. I can't decide. Spring, I guess. We're right beside the tracks. And we coming out on the road, which is in my neighborhood. And there's a gentleman sitting up here. There's a lot of homeless people that use this area too, which is fine, of course. He just kind of creeped me out because he was like curled up. He's gotten up and he's walking, so it's fine. But I mean, it's fine. It's a sheltered area. It's good for them to curl up in. I can hear a train. Yeah, he's left. There's another guy walking by. Oh, Dougie. So the houses are all on the side here, and then the railroad track is here. And I can hear this train shunting over here. Switching tracks. Sorry. My dad loved trains. So we would like go down and like look for trains, try to figure out where they're coming from. He would like look up call numbers. That sound is just so cool. This guy might actually be watching trains too. That might be his thing. I'm gonna just, as I'm coming up beside him, give me a second. What? Okay, you can hear the train, I'm sure. I can just barely see it through the trees here. Yeah, he's shunting, so I don't know, is that a term you know? Like I say, my dad was big on it. We'd go down to the railroads and we'd watch them shunt. There is I'll have to show you later because I can't do it here. So my battery died on the rest of that video. Not that there was much else to see. I wrapped that walk up probably about 10 minutes later. That was a long walk, so it's a good time. I didn't expect that video would go on for as long as it did, but yeah, and I'm thinking now as I've started it, I should probably hang on. We're gonna start that again because I should watch your video.